Every soldier returned from World War II with a ribbon on their chest, but not all ribbons are created equal. From the ruptured duck, given to every veteran, to the rare gold star that required supreme sacrifice, the U.S. military maintained a strict hierarchy of honor. Today, we are cataloging every single U.S. medal awarded during the Second World War, ranked from standard service to the highest act of valor. Let's start with the foundational layer of recognition, the Service and Campaign Medals. Navy Occupation Service Medal. This medal was specifically for the Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. It recognized 30 consecutive days of duty in occupied enemy territories. The design features Neptune riding a hippocampus, symbolizing sea power. It was authorized in 1947 to acknowledge post-war stabilization efforts. Service in Europe or Asia was designated by specific bronze clasps. It remains a key marker of the transition from combat to peace. Next, the Army of Occupation Medal. This was the equivalent award for the Army and Army Air Forces. It shares the same black and red ribbon as the Navy version. The bronze planchet depicts the Ludendorff Bridge at Remagen, the gateway to Germany. It required 30 days of service in designated occupation zones like Austria or Japan. This medal highlighted the massive scale of the U.S. presence in post-war reconstruction. It is often seen with the Berlin airlift device for later service. Continuing with the World War II Victory Medal. This is the most widely issued medal of the entire conflict. It was awarded to every single member of the U.S. Armed Forces who served between 1941 and 1946. The figure on the front represents liberation standing over a broken war sword. The rainbow-colored edges of the ribbon represent the combined Allied nations. It was established by Congress in 1945 to mark the ultimate triumph over the Axis. Nearly 16 million of these were authorized for the Greatest Generation. Moving to the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal. This recognized service within the Pacific Theater between 1941 and 1945. The ribbon features yellow to represent the sun, with red and white stripes for Japan. It was awarded to those who fought from Guadalcanal to Okinawa. Bronze battle stars were attached to this ribbon for each specific campaign engagement. It represents the grueling island-hopping war against the Imperial Japanese forces. This is a primary indicator of a veteran's service in the Pacific War. Next, the European African Middle Eastern Campaign Medal. This medal was designated for those serving in the Western Theater of Operations. Its ribbon uses green to represent the fields of Europe and brown for the sands of Africa. It covers everything from the invasion of North Africa to the fall of Berlin. Like the Pacific version, it was often adorned with bronze stars for specific battles. It stands as a testament to the liberation of the European continent. It is one of the 3 core area medals of the war. First of the domestic awards is the American Campaign Medal. This was awarded for service within the American theater outside the continental U.S. It applied to those performing coastal defense, anti-submarine patrol, or serving in Panama. The ribbon's blue color represents the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans protecting the mainland. It recognized the vital role of domestic defense and logistics during the global conflict. While less prestigious than overseas medals, it was essential for total war mobilization. It remains a common but respected part of a veteran's record. Continuing with the Women's Army Corps Service Medal. This unique medal was strictly for women who served in the WAAC or WAC. It recognizes the groundbreaking service of women in the Army during the war. The design features Pallas Athene, the Greek goddess of wisdom and war. It was established in 1943 to acknowledge their essential contributions to the war effort. The ribbon uses moss green and gold, distinct from other Army service awards. It represents a major shift in the demographic of the American military. Next, the American Defense Service Medal. This is often called the Pre-Pearl Harbor Medal. It was awarded to those on active duty during the national emergency between 1939 and 1941. The bright yellow ribbon represents the golden opportunity to serve before the outbreak of war. It includes a base or fleet clasp, depending on the type of service performed. This medal distinguishes the old regulars who were in uniform before the draft fully began. It is a rare sight on many late war uniforms. Now we transition to the Good Conduct medals, starting with the Coast Guard version. The Coast Guard Good Conduct Medal recognized 3 years of honorable service. It required a record of perfect disciplinary standing and proficiency. The design features a ship's rudder and an anchor on the bronze planchet. During World War II, the Coast Guard was under Navy control, but kept its own awards. This medal was a mark of professional reliability during coastal and convoy duties. It was highly respected among the enlisted ranks for its difficulty to maintain. Next, the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal. The Marines have one of the oldest Good Conduct medals, dating back to 1894. During the war, it was awarded for 3 years of obedient and faithful service. The design features a Marine manning a rapid-fire naval gun. It was a point of pride for NCOs to show they had never been disciplined. The dark red and blue ribbon is instantly recognizable on a Marine's dress blues. It symbolized the discipline required of the first to fight. Continuing with the Navy Good Conduct Medal, this medal was awarded to enlisted sailors for 3 years of continuous active service. The center of the medal features the U.S. Constitution, the Navy's most historic ship. It served as the standard for professional excellence across the fleet. Sailors often referred to it as the Undiscovered Crime Medal in a bit of dry humor. Despite the jokes, it was a requirement for many career advancements. It remains one of the most consistently awarded medals in naval history. Next is the Army Good Conduct Medal. Established in 1941, this was the Army's version for exemplary behavior and fidelity. It was awarded to any enlisted soldier who completed 3 years of service without a mark. The design features an American eagle perched on a fasces and a sword. During the war, the time requirement was sometimes shortened for those serving in combat. It was a visual proof that a soldier was both technically proficient and disciplined. This is often the first ribbon an Army veteran would earn after their service medals. Moving into the Valor and Achievement category, starting with the Purple Heart. The Purple Heart is the oldest military award in U.S. history, revived for World War II. It is awarded to any service member wounded or killed in action against the enemy. The heart-shaped medal features the profile of George Washington. Unlike other medals, it is not recommended but entitled upon meeting the criteria. It represents the physical sacrifice of the individual soldier in the line of duty. During the war, over 1 million Purple Hearts were awarded across all branches. Next, the Air Medal. The Air Medal was created in 1942 specifically for the Army, Air Forces, and Naval Aviation. It recognized single acts of heroism or meritorious achievement during flight. Often, it was awarded for completing a set number of combat missions over enemy territory. The bronze planchet features a descending eagle holding lightning bolts. It was a junior version of the Distinguished Flying Cross, but highly respected. It signified the extreme danger faced by bomber and fighter crews daily. Continuing with the Bronze Star Medal, authorized in 1944, this medal filled a gap for ground troops performing heroic acts. It was awarded for heroic or meritorious achievement not involving aerial flight. If earned for valor in combat, a small bronze V device is attached to the ribbon. General Marshall intended it to be the infantryman's version of the Air Medal. It recognized the grit and bravery of those fighting in the foxholes. Many veterans were awarded this retroactively for their service during the war. Next, the Navy and Marine Corps Medal. This is the highest award for non-combat heroism within the sea services. It was typically awarded for risking one's life to save another in a non-battle situation. A famous recipient was John F. Kennedy for his actions on PT-109. The design features a globe on an anchor sitting atop a hexagram. It ranks just above the Bronze Star in the Order of Precedence. It highlights that heroism isn't always found at the end of a gun. Moving up to the Distinguished Flying Cross. The DFC is awarded for heroism or extraordinary achievement while participating in an aerial flight. It is the premier award for combat pilots and air crews. The medal features a 4-bladed propeller on a bronze cross. It was earned by legendary figures like Jimmy Doolittle and Chuck Yeager. Earning a DFC usually meant a pilot had performed a feat of incredible skill or bravery. It ranks significantly higher than the Air Medal or Bronze Star. Continuing with the Legion of Merit, this is a unique award given for exceptionally meritorious conduct in outstanding service. During the war, it was the only medal issued in multiple degrees for foreign officers. For U.S. personnel, it was a high-level award for senior leadership and strategic success. The medal is a white enameled cross with 5 points tipped with gold balls. It recognized the architects of victory who managed the massive logistics of war. It remains one of the most beautiful and prestigious non-valor awards. Next, the Silver Star. This is the third highest award for gallantry in action against an enemy of the United States. It is a pure valor award, meaning it cannot be given for administrative service. The design features a small silver star within a larger gold-colored bronze star. It represents a level of bravery that stands out even in the heat of a major battle. Thousands were awarded during the war, but it remains a hallmark of an elite combat veteran. It is the first of the Senior Valor decorations. Now we reach the Distinguished Service Medals, starting with the Navy version. The Navy DSM is awarded to senior officers for exceptionally meritorious service in a duty of great responsibility. It is primarily a leadership award for admirals who commanded fleets or major operations. The gold-plated medal features a blue enameled anchor and eagle. It recognized the strategic genius required to win the war at sea. While not a combat medal in the traditional sense, its prestige is immense. It ranks just below the Navy Cross in the naval hierarchy. Continuing with the Army Distinguished Service Medal, with the Navy version, this was the highest non-valor award for Army and Air Force leaders. It was famously awarded to generals like Eisenhower and MacArthur. The medal features the coat of arms of the United States in bronze. It was given for service to the government that had a direct impact on the war's outcome. It represents the pinnacle of a professional military career. In the Order of Precedence, it sits just below the Distinguished Service Cross. Next, the Navy Cross. This is the second highest award for extraordinary heroism in combat for the Navy and Marines. It is awarded for actions that do not quite reach the criteria for the Medal of Honor. The dark blue cross features a sailing ship, a nod to the Navy's origins. It is extremely rare and signifies a level of bravery that is nearly superhuman. During the war, it was the highest valor award a sailor could reasonably expect to receive. It is held in the highest regard by the Marine Corps and Navy alike. Next is the Distinguished Service Cross. This is the Army's equivalent to the Navy Cross and its second highest valor award. It is awarded for extraordinary heroism while in combat against an armed enemy. The Bronze Cross features an eagle with wings spread, standing on a scroll. Recipients often performed acts of bravery that saved entire platoons or turned the tide of a battle. Earning a DSC is a mark of a legendary soldier. It is the final step before the supreme honor of the nation. Finally, the Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration of the United States. It is awarded by the President for gallantry above and beyond the call of duty. During the war, the Army and Navy used two distinct physical designs, but the honor was equal. The Army version features the head of Minerva, while the Navy version is a 5-pointed star. Only 473 were awarded for actions during World War II, many of them posthumously. It is the best and most sacred award a member of the American military can receive, from the service medals that millions wore to the Medal of Honor that only a few hundred earned. These decorations tell the story of the American war effort. Every ribbon represents a day served, a wound taken, or a life risked for the person standing next to them. Which of these medals surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see the rank and file uniforms these medals were pinned on, click the video on your screen now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.